Hi, Karen here. Did you know that overuse injuries with child athletes are on the rise? I was watching Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. He interviewed doctors, child athletes, and their parents. I was not surprised by what I heard, but you might be. As a coach for over 40 years, I've seen many changes. The problem is fueled in a few ways. Governing bodies of the sports, parents, coaches, and kids with a passion for their sport. Sometimes the child loves the sport and does not know when to modify training. They often hide aches and pains from coaches and parents due to fears or so they can keep training. It's up to the adults who know the consequences of overtraining to modify the training when a child is injured or tired or feeling aches and pains. A big part of the problem is also that governing bodies, such as USA Gymnastics, encourage very young children to compete. USA Gymnastics allows children as young as 5 years old to compete. By the time some of those children are 8 years old, they're already dealing with overuse injuries. As an NSCA, CSCS, I've had to fix many injured gymnasts in the past decade. Some coaches and parents choose to treat these 5-year-olds like pro athletes. They're children, and many adults forget that because they have their eyes on that prize, that college scholarship. It takes many, many years to develop strength, speed, endurance, flexibility, and appreciation for safety and maturity. It should be a gradual process. A child should not be training like a pro athlete at such a young age. I've met many parents who are way overboard, insisting their child train at home in addition to their 25 hours a week in the gym. I've had to remind parents of children as young as 8 years old that they should not be training home on top of their 25-hour-a-week schedule. That particular 8-year-old already had a few overuse injuries and was exhausted on the particular day this parent told me how her daughter was feeling. After the parent told me about this daughter's fatigue and me knowing about her overuse injuries, the parent said, "Okay, we'll go home and condition." My response was, your child should not be doing anything at home in addition to her 25 hours a week training. There's only so much a coach can do when parents insist their child train at home. Some parents are even so insane about this that they will pull their child from a coach who does want to modify training and bring them to a new coach without telling the new coach about all of the injuries their child has had as a result of overuse training. That's borderline abuse. Not every coach is aware of injury prevention or rehab. Many coaches have spent so many years mastering the sport, how to teach skills and create routines. Some coaches just do not do the math when it comes to training. For example, if a gymnast has 5 jumps in her beam routine, and the coach asks the gymnast to do 10 routines every day, 5 times a week, that's 50 jumps per day on the hardest surface in the gym. Now compare that routine with another routine that only has 3 jumps. At 10 routines a day, that's 30 jumps per day. So that's a difference of 20 jumps in a day. That's a big difference. Now, compare that difference over 1 week. That's 250 jumps versus 150 jumps. That's a difference of 100 jumps in a week. That's a lot of wear and tear on the body. Now, over 1 month, that's 1,000 jumps compared to 600 jumps, a difference of 400 jumps. You can do the math for the rest over, 6 months, a year, 10 years. I'm saying that more coaches should do the math and be wise with the number of repetitions they're asking their gymnasts to do. That alone can reduce the number of overuse injuries for a team. You can be demanding without overtraining. Need help reducing injuries in your gym? Just let me know. You should be consulting with a physical therapist or a CSCS on a regular basis. There are very few high-level gymnastics coaches who also have the CSCS certification. It's not one of those easy fitness trainer certifications. It's based on sports science, and a college degree is required to even sit for the exam. They also give 6 months to study for the exam. It covers exercise prescription for competitive athletes, exercise technique, injuries, injury prevention, nutrition, and so much more. Not everyone passes on the first attempt. And in order to keep the certification, the CSCS must continue education by attending events, webinars, self-study, doing presentations, and writing articles, or even books. So do yourself a favor, consult with a sports scientist or physical therapist, and let me know if you need help. You can visit KarenGoler.com or gymnasticsstuff.com. Thanks, and have a great new year.